Fusion Mobile, quality e-learning experience on the go.
You're welcome once again to Fusion Mobile e-learning platform. This is the subject of economics, and I will be taking you through rural-urban migration. Migration, in the sense of the word, means the movement of people or goods or people basically from one place to another. Now, on the course outline here, we'll be defining rural-urban migration, look at causes of rural-urban migration, then effects and the solutions. How do we solve the problem of rural-urban migration? Now, rural-urban migration, at first we said that movement of people from one place to the other is migration, but the movement of people or persons from the rural areas into the urban areas due to specific reasons or self-determined reasons is what you refer to as the rural-urban migration. Now, this migration actually has a lot of factors that actually influence them. Now, for instance, when we are looking at rural-urban migration, we talk about the things that could make people move from their villages or from their towns into much more civilized areas, or even outside the country to much more industrialized states or countries. So these things form the basis of the study in this study session. Now, without wasting time, we have the word. We look at the causes of rural-urban migration. Causes of rural-urban migration. The first cause is this, number one, that inavailability of social amenities or lack of social amenities that's one. Search for employment. Search for employment opportunities. Higher education. Higher education. Higher education. Business activities. Political reasons. Marriage. And now, these are basic ones that called basic causes of movement from the rural areas to the urban areas. Now, going from here, inavailability of social amenities talks about things like good roads, electricity, pipe-borne water, so many road networks, markets, firms, and so on and so forth. Now, these things attract people from the rural areas to the urban areas. The second one, search for employment opportunities, because firms and industries are located more in the urbanized areas. Then people who are in search of greener pastures for better things for their life will be moving out from the rural areas. In certain villages in this country, that is the primary aim of people moving out. People will tell you want to actually search for greener pastures. Now, because those firms in the cities or in the urbanized areas will provide employment opportunities for them, and they will be getting a means of livelihood. The other one is higher education. Most universities and polytechnics or institutes of higher learning are actually situated in the urbanized areas or urban areas. Now, these ones, once in such cases, the reason for moving out, of course, definitely is in the search for higher education, the desire to attain higher education. But once the higher education is completed, eventually they don't come back because they don't see what to come back to. Now, the next one is talking about political reasons. Business activities. Business activities. Definitely movement from rural to urban areas. Business-wise, business actions or business deals, business things are higher in the urbanized areas than in the rural areas. So, such case, we have the many people that are desiring to invest in business. They will want to get to places where they will have lesser issues and more turnover or customer patronage. And the next one is political reasons. People may want to get to the urbanized areas because of political interests. They'll get to a place where you have the seat of power, and at that point, they stay and make their way. Then the next one is marriage, of course. When a person in the city comes in to get married to a girl, then the girl and the family, definitely they have to move, or the girl has to move away with the spouse to the urban areas. Now, these are the certain causes of rural-urban migration. Now, next on the list over there is the effects. What are the things? Once there's rural-urban migration, what does it lead to? Effects of rural-urban migration. Effects of rural-urban migration. First of all, one is that it leads to congestion. In the urban areas. Number two, it leads to uneven development. Number three, uneven distribution of population. Distribution of population. Four, disparity in development. Increase in unemployment rates. And then distribution of population. Increase in unemployment rates, okay. Now, looking at this, these are four main effects of rural-urban migration. The first one is that it leads to congestion. Of course, frequent movement of people from rural areas to the urban areas will definitely mean that more people will be moving to the urban areas, while the rural areas are becoming scarcely populated. The urban areas are becoming densely populated. So in other words, congestion gets to that. Second one says it relates to uneven distribution. Now, uneven distribution of population means definitely there is no equal distribution of population between one place and the other. Definitely, in this case, that is just the direct effect of rural-urban migration. Next one is the disparity or uneven development. More people will be working in the urban areas due to rural-urban migration. Lesser people will be taking care of the rural areas. In such cases, then it means that the events these people partake in will now lead to a fall in the progress of the rural areas, while the urban areas are being highly done. Then the next one is increase in unemployment rate. The more people come in, the industries are actually not increasing. What happens is that a lot of people will become unemployed, or there will be very big scramble for the available jobs. Now, the last we look at is what? Solution, or how to solve solutions to the problem of unemployment. Solution to the problem of unemployment. The first solutions, how do we solve it? Number one is to provide amenities in the rural areas. To establishment of institutions. The rural areas. Improvements in the agricultural sector. Establishment of industries. In rural areas. Now, these make up the solutions, or how the very certain ways we can actually deal with the problem of unemployment. We said increase in the rural area, in providing amenities or social amenities in the rural areas. And that means that the firm or the country, once you want to encourage people to stay in a particular place, then you must give them that thing that is actually taking them to the urban areas. Let's say lights, roads, and so on and so forth. Now the second, establishment of institutions in the rural areas. Because one of the reasons people leave the rural areas is in search of higher education. So when you bring these higher institutions closer to them, universities or polytechnics or colleges of education, then they will stay. Then improvements in the agricultural sector, making agricultural sector much more attractive for people. In the rural areas, let's face it, has more, the land mass, has the environment or the climate to produce these crops. Then, without anything, when they are produced, what happens is that there's this thing. More people are encouraged. More people are encouraged to go into agricultural practices. And the last one is establishment of industries in the rural areas, creating much more employment and attracting people to stay within the rural areas. Now, this concludes our study on rural urban migration. You'll be seeing some questions on the screen as they flow through, as you scroll through them or read through them. Take a look at them, try to respond to them, provide answers to them. If you can't, then you come back to the video.